What is going on, everyone? It's been a minute since I've done a grappling breakdown, so decided to do my beginner and intermediate no-gi brackets. So this first match is going to be my first intermediate match, but it was also the first match of the day. So, you know, it was honestly a feeling out process, right? I'm feinting low. I'm seeing what he bites on. I'm seeing what grips he likes, and when I get a grip on him or a post, well, how does he react to that? So honestly, I was kind of running on autopilot. Um, Here I'm trying to break that grip so I get to the inside, snap it down, and I'm just trying to deny his grips. He wants his hands in certain places that gives him an advantage. I don't want his hands in those places that gives him an advantage. And plus, my thought process is if I keep him more at a distance, I can see when he actually shoots for the takedown. So here he gets a 2-on-1, and I just happen to roll out of it. There may be a more efficient way of doing it, but honestly, my body just went with the quickest way, and that was to roll out of it. So that's exactly what I did there. And then we're back to those grips. Just hand fighting. He has a good look there, gets me to bite a little bit. And here, at one point, I notice he's flicking his arm up when he is trying to go right there. So I throw my arm in to get a shallow underhook, and I'm trying for this sweep. His head's low, so I just jump up, grab that headlock, and then I know I can start working my guillotine because I've been drilling my guillotine hard. So there I have an arm-in guillotine, but you'll watch me switch my grips right there to where I'm only on his neck. So I'm not fighting the neck and arm, I'm only fighting the neck. High elbow right there, and yeah, it's a wrap. He actually didn't tap, but out of respect for my opponent, I didn't want to show him going unconscious. But just know that here he's out. And I actually didn't realize it, or the ref didn't realize it, but I did. So yeah, that's how the first one ended. It actually scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Watching someone go limp in your arms when you don't mean for it to yeah, just a little surprising. A little surprising. But here we got, this is my beginner's match. So I won intermediate. I jumped over to the beginner's bracket, and so that's what we're doing here. And he came out pretty aggressive, pushing me back, right? Constantly. I mean, he was on me. I remember thinking, I was like, holy shit, this dude really wants to go forward. I was like, bet. So here I'm just kind of, again, trying to break his grips, so when he does shoot for that takedown, I can see it. I had a feeling he wrestled a little bit, and just the stance. And watch, he does hit a nice little shot. But I'm bouncing. Yeah, so again, he has to close that distance. I'm able to wrap that head. He takes that one leg, and I'm hopping. I mean, that's all I can do right here. And then I realize, oh shit, I can start working my elbow in. So you'll see my right arm dive a little deeper under his neck, and you can see my left arm begin to pull up on my hand as I'm securing that neck. Slowly, I mean, just, it's nothing major, but then finally once I get it, yeah, there's the crank. I begin to crank that shit. I'm like, cool, I got his neck. Let me just drop to a guard. Make sure he can't roll out of it or anything. And from there, he circles into the choke, though, which just makes it tighter, and I eventually get the tap right there. So, 2 subs so far, in each under a minute. So, we're looking good. This is the third match. This is the beginner finals. So, that was semis that I just won, and now we're in beginner finals. And then after this match, I do my intermediate finals. And yeah, back to that same game. Breaking grips. I'm trying to see what he bites on. Just a little leg touch, just to see how he reacts. He wants to down block or kind of sprawl. And he gets an overhook. I'm like, cool, I'll just grab that neck real quick. So I'm here, but I don't have my hands locked yet, right? Once I finally get them locked, I'm in a head and arm guillotine. So if you notice, I'm not connected just to his neck. I've got his neck, but also his arm. I think for a minute, I'm like, maybe I could try to finish it. I don't want to expend too much energy, though. Once the arm's in, it's difficult. I'm trying to get to my left shoulder to put as much pressure on his neck as possible. And then I just decide that I can use it as a position to advance. So I dig a hook in, throw him over me, and just roll up on top. I was thinking about a top-mounted guillotine, but then I have his arm right here. I was able to isolate his arm, and I was like, well, let's just go for the Kimura, because I didn't know if I could finish that top-mounted guillotine. So I began to pull him up on his hip so I can just, get that braking pressure, and thankfully he was all right. Nothing was broken. But yeah, another match in under a minute. So rolling with it. All right, so jumping into the intermediate finals. Yeah, and it was a banger, if I do say so myself. He was a wrestler, high-level wrestler. Well, actually, I'm just capping. I don't actually know. I think when I asked him how long he wrestled for, he just said a while. So I don't know if he was high school or did it in college or what, but we'll jump right into it. So here I have an overhook, and we're ham fighting. He does a great job of getting his hip in front of mine to try a judo toss. He does a great job of blocking my guillotine attempt, just picks me up, puts me down, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be here, so I do my best to scramble up. And yeah, kind of realized that he may have seen my normal setups. That's how I set up my guillotine, so I knew that setup wasn't going to work. He did a great job of keeping his head high, so I just thought, let me go low then. And I had a beautiful single leg X entry. Like, holy shit, y'all, I promise. I haven't done this in a tournament or attempted it before, so to hit it at this level was great. He does a great job scrambling, though, and just pushes me out. He escapes that knee line, so, like, I got the entry well. I wasn't able to bite his ankle as well as I could, so from there, he's able to, get me in a headlock. The threat of the choke wasn't too strong, but it's not like it was a comfortable position to be in. He puts me down and just does a great job of circling to my back. Gets those 2 points for the takedown. And now I am in turtle, which now I know I definitely need to work on some of my turtle escapes and just what to do in this situation. I find myself here a lot, and it's not that I'm super uncomfortable, but it's that shit like that happens. It's hard for me to get my offensive cycles going when I'm thinking about defense, right? So I'm doing a good job keeping that hip down so he doesn't get the second hook in. If he gets both hooks in, his legs between my legs, which are called hooks, in case anyone doesn't know, but see, he's trying to get that right hook in right there, but I do a good job of denying it. If he does it, he gets 4 points. So that's why I'm doing my absolute best to get out. I'm able to roll over and try to get that frame in, get to my back, and I actually do retain guard, and the referee sets. He was about to hit that knee cut pass on me, and he jogs back. I mean, what a machine, bro. The utmost respect to my opponent. Just jogs back to the center. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, oh, here we go. And this man's just, like, chilling. So we're back to it, getting them grip fights going. And he does a good job of just pulling my head down. He tries to go for a trip there. I'm a little wise to it, but then he snaps that head down beautifully. And we're back in that same position. He circles back to my back. He does a good job. And here I go for the Kimura. I roll. I'm like, fuck it. I can get this arm. Like, fuck it. We're gonna run it. And I did not keep the elbow as bent as I should. It's just, you'll see it here. I don't have hooks in between his legs. So before I went for the Kimura, I should have created a little more space, because he just powers right out of it. Yeah, I didn't have the elbow locked, and I did not have hooks to elevate him from bottom. So he was just able to pass me to mount and get some points. He's working on an Americana right here. I'm hip to it, so I just try to keep my arms in. And yeah, I'm trying to create space, a little bit of breathing room for me, and I also have my arms locked, so he can't do too much as far as isolating one arm. And I'm actually able to fight up, but I'm gassed at this point. I try a lazy armbar, and then I try a lazy leg lock attempt, and honestly, I'm more in defensive mode than offensive mode, so yeah, he does. Oh, that was clean. So he tried to go for a pass. I cut him off. He got his leg out, and then he, perfectly cut right back into mount. And yeah, I left my arm extended. I tried to fight for a minute. I'm like, fuck it, nope. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. So I ended up getting first in beginners, second in intermediate. All in all, it was a great tournament. Hats off to all my opponents. I always do my best to show love and respect. And yeah, I appreciate y'all if you made it to the end of this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.